Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here. First I want to say that this is not April Fool's thing. I would never do that to anybody. Just keep that out there. Okay, so basically I just want to talk a little bit about some new Shenmue news to a certain extent. I'm actually doing this video somewhat reluctantly, in all honesty. There's only really two things I want to discuss. The first is, okay, the Twitter thunderclap is in a couple days. There's a link in the description. Please participate in that. I've already explained what that is. I have other videos. You can check that out if you want to see exactly what that is. The actual piece of news, okay, so Phil Spencer, who works for Microsoft, and apparently he got some sort of promotion in the Xbox division. Good for him. He was asked, you know, like, what are your plans for the future? And they're like, well, we're going to focus a lot on games. And he said, you know, they were asked, like, you know, what kind of games are you looking into? And he listed some things about bringing back some old IPs, like, you know, things like Killer Instinct and expanding Halo and all that. And then he said, of course, there's always the Shenmue contingency. And he laughed while saying it, which is important. The news stories spun out of control, and of course everybody is interpreting it to mean like Microsoft looking into Shenmue as an exclusive. I'm really starting to hate the way news works. Like, more and more I find out about things like this, it kind of drives me nuts. He literally was making a joke, and people take it to mean like, yep, they're doing it. Microsoft's going ahead and they're making Shenmue. They're not doing that any more than Sony or Nintendo or Sega is doing it. Nobody is working on Shenmue other than possibly Yu Suzuki, who is just at best writing up ideas. We have to remember that only a few weeks ago, before this article, before this video, Phil Spencer was asked directly if they were going to have anything to do with Shenmue, and he said no. He said no disrespect towards the series, nothing like that. It's just, first of all, they don't own it, Sega does. And they don't seem to have any real interest in it, was essentially his point. They just, no disrespect, we're just not doing it. In this case, he was literally cracking a joke, because if you work in the gaming industry, you know that Shenmue is the most demanded game. Sega knows that, Sony knows that, Microsoft knows that, Nintendo might know that. It's just, we're very good at putting pressure on them. They know we exist. It doesn't mean they're necessarily working on it, so... yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Now, I will be very clear. If this does happen, if Phil Spencer is actually, he wasn't just making a joke, though he was, and Microsoft actually goes forward with it, and they actually make Shenmue happen, you know, pissing in the face of everything I've said about how it only made sense to come to PlayStation 4 and all that, first of all, I'll be shell-shocked. One, just because I want the game. That's, at the end of the day, that's all I want. I want the fucking game. And it's still maintained it's not going to happen on the Xbox One. That if it happens at all, it would be more likely on the PS4. In fact, I think that's the only place it would have any real chance. But if I'm wrong, I will shit a brick, and I will be very happy to do so. I couldn't possibly be happier to be wrong about that, because again, all I would want is the game. But just don't get your hopes up. Don't assume that this actually means the game is coming. But I will maintain, I will put it out there that it's probably a good idea to always include Microsoft in those thunderclaps that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. When we pressure Sony, wouldn't hurt to pressure Microsoft. Hell, maybe the unbelievably ironic and impossible will happen, and one day the two will have a bidding war over who gets Shenmue. I can't see that ever happening, but you know, who knows. So that's really it. Just kind of wanted to clear the air there a bit, and sorry, I wish I had something really exciting to tell you, but then you probably wouldn't believe me anyway, because it's April 1st, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.